Hey guys, Joseph Henson here with Henson CPA Group. This is week 4 of 4 talking about building a veterinary clinic buyers want. If you've been watching so far and you want to just go ahead and get right down to talking, my link is down below to book a call with me. You can also email me at joseph@hensoncpagroup.com. But we are going to go ahead and get started right away. Building a veterinary clinic buyers want. Part 4, how to evaluate a veterinary clinic offer without regret. Again, I'm Joseph Henson, CPA with Henson CPA Group. Thanks for joining me on this 4-week little web series and kind of going through what buyers truly want when deciding if they want to buy your clinic or not. The purchase price isn't the whole deal. A higher offer doesn't always mean a better outcome. The headline number rarely tells the full story. You have to look into different terms. What's a promissory note? Do you retain equity? How long of a guarantee do you have to have? What's the non-compete? There's a lot that goes into it. And so that's the deal. How the deal is structured matters. The offers can dramatically impact the taxes, your risk, the cash flow, and then the long-term payout. Two deals with the same purchase price can feel very different financially. And that does contribute down to things like the payment timing, the financing structure, the transition period, the earnouts. These can completely change the outcome of your clinic and the sale of it. And this is where owners usually realize there's more complexity than expected. They hear that they're going to be able to sell for 10 times EBITDA or 14 times EBITDA, and they've been making $500,000 a year. So, they're selling all of a sudden for $5 million. Great, but they only get 40% cash down. They want to have a note for another 40%. And then they have an earnout based on performance for 20%. And that is an issue folks don't realize until they're in the middle of this. Is it an asset sale or a stock sale? The structure of the transaction can affect your taxes, your liability, the buyer's preferences, and the net proceeds after the taxes, after the commissions. What did you truly earn? And that's something that a lot of folks don't realize. Most of the time, you're looking at an asset sale, and your negotiating power is based off of goodwill. The earnouts can change everything, though, with this. Not all purchase price is always guaranteed up front. You're rarely going to get a guaranteed 100% cash payout in the front portion of this. There is almost always going to be a little bit of financing, and the owners will sometimes focus on the total projected number without fully evaluating the conditions attached to it. Do you need to maintain a certain EBITDA for 20% earnout over the next 3 years? Do you have to hit a certain growth percentage because you've been growing at 10, 15% per year? And if you don't do that, they're not going to pay you out for the last part. That's all stuff that goes into this and how it's actually structured. The transition expectations matter too. The buyers often evaluate the transition timelines. Is it going to close on the 30th or the 31st of a month and you're done, you can walk away? Or do they require owner involvement for the next 3 to 6 months, 18 months, 2 years in a transitionary period? What does the staff continuity look like? Do they need a key person, a COO, a CFO, a lead vet tech, or another veterinarian that you've had on staff to stay there to handle it? And then what is the operational handoff? What do you provide to them and in what time frame, so you are done when it is time to be done? The taxes can change the real outcome. The tax impact of a sale can significantly affect what the owner actually keeps. The best deal on paper isn't always the best deal after taxes. If they want a 90% asset purchase, 10% goodwill, that means if those assets have outlived their useful life and they're purchasing your clinic for, say, $1 million, we're using an easy number, they're putting $900,000 to assets that you have likely depreciated fully. Now, instead of getting a long-term capital gain on that, you have $900,000 potentially of ordinary income for depreciation recapture. Your ordinary income might be taxed at 35 or 40%, or if you are in California or a high tax state, it could be 50 to 55% plus net investment income tax. There's a lot more that goes into it. And that's why you can't just look at the top line number saying $1 million. You want to look at what does that truly look like per item. Do you have a goodwill? Do you have a non-compete that they're allocating? Do you have customer list? What is it truly being made up of to get some of this into a capital gain area and away from an ordinary income area? Apologize. The emotional decisions can create problems. Selling your clinic isn't just financial, especially for doctors who have been in practice for 20 plus years, 10 plus years. You know your community. You know that Sally comes in every 3 to 6 months and you're looking at her dog who you've seen since she was a puppy, and now that dog's senior, and they want to make sure that she has a nice long life and is able to live it out comfortably. Well, you know that story, but is the person purchasing the clinic just there because, hey, you've had good growth, we're private equity, or we know that this can grow more, we don't care so much, we're going to systemize it how we want and make this more in line with what some of the industry is going for as far as cost? Is it going to raise the cost? Are you in a low cost of living area where all of a sudden jumping up 30-40% on veterinary services is just insurmountable for a lot of folks, and they're not able to do it? And that's where this becomes more emotional and not just a financial thing. Because while you are taken care of, you've been in this business because you care, and knowing that the community is going to hurt will also hurt you, and will also hurt you. What most owners realize too late: preparation creates leverage, and then waiting until offers arrive often limits your options. The more you prepare up front before you even begin getting offers, the better. You've already started to look at, how do I clean my financials? What is my ideal deal comprised of? I've worked with a CPA or a financial planner to truly come up with, what do I need to survive the next 20, 30 years without having to worry too much? But if you're waiting until you get these offers, they do expire. I know that sometimes you might have had a phenomenal offer last, 2 months ago at 15% or 15 times EBITDA. Now it's 9, it's 8 times EBITDA, and you've lost a lot of that. That's the difference between going from a clinic with $100,000 in EBITDA and making 1.5 million potentially down to 800,000. There's a huge difference there, and that's what you have to be proactive about in learning what you can pit against each other. If you're using a broker, not a bad thing if they're working for you. The goal isn't just selling your clinic. The goal is truly creating options. You want more options in life to be able to travel with a loved one or travel with kids, to spend more time with your grandkids. You want flexibility. You want to take those chances. You don't want to have to work. You've been working 50, 60 hours a week for the last 20, 30 years. Now you have the flexibility to just relax. You have the flexibility to go pick up a hobby or a passion, to truly serve in a local humane shelter that might need a little more help, but they can't afford it. And you couldn't just go and work there for free. There might be a pause for life kind of thing where you are helping senior animals find more comfort. There's more flexibility. It also brings clarity. That's one of the goals. You know the goal, and you have been able to set your sights on it to make sure you hit it. And then confidence. Going in and having goals is truly going to build a confidence when you see those goals come to fruition. This entire series really comes back to one thing, and that's building a clinic that gives you options. You've worked hard, and now you need options in life and in business. This is the final series wrap up, and the strongest exits usually aren't last minute. Over the last 4 weeks, we've gone through the sellability. What are they looking at, and how sellable are you? The financial cleanup portion, and the value drivers of the clinic and the valuation, and then evaluating offers. We're going to continue doing different things periodically, but that's the end of this series. I've had a lot of questions over this, and I just want to bring up one more time that if you are in the stage of wanting to sell your clinic, reach out for a free consultation on your exit readiness review. We can go through your financials, your report clarity, give you some operational dependency stuff that you might be missing, the profitability, visibility, and the overall buyer readiness to kind of see if you're even positioned to sell. Because a lot of folks aren't, and we want to make sure you are able to sell at top dollar if and when it's time. And that is a process. 2-3 years down the road, you could be changing from $1 million purchase to a $2 or $3 million purchase, but you have to be willing to put the work in today. My booking link is down below. My email is joseph@hensoncpagroup.com if you have any questions. I look forward to hearing from you. But